Hi, everybody. I am so excited. I'm Nina Bosky, and with me is the oh so fabulous Deven Green, who is a fabulous entertainer in her own right. But we are so excited and honored to have her part of the cast of Marilyn Behind the Icon. So, welcome.
Thank you so much. It was a real treat to work on this because the language of it is very specific and not everybody can do that sort of fast meter, hey everybody. They can do a mockery or a caricature of it, but the real deal is a different thing. And I was really glad to have the opportunity to do it in this project.
Well, you are such a fabulous actress, and we got a chance to insert you in a couple of places. So you got a chance to play two roles. One of them was Edna, who is. I found that scene in some ways, I don't want to say disturbing. It was wonderful to be in the theater, I'm sure. But when you read what you were actually going to be saying, and for the audience that maybe hasn't listened to this episode yet, it's with little Norma Jean. She's 7, 8 years old, and she's in the theater by herself. And you and your friend are there watching the movie as well, and find that she wasn't there. I mean, how did that make you feel when you read that? I know for myself, I didn't feel good about it.
Of course, I didn't feel, it was disturbing. You realize these were the seeds. This is why she ended up this way. These seeds had been laid down. You see how she reacts at a young age to things.
Yeah.
It truly unnerving. And I was glad that it had this approach as opposed to such an umbrella. Hey, she was just a great icon. There was the mental illness. There was the, absent father.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah.
perpetual search for it. It went deeper. So it was nice to see sort of the human side. There's a reason that she still resonates in this era.
I know, isn't it? And I even for myself that actually knows quite a bit, at least the latter part of her life. I mean, for me, I'm actually going on a journey with Gary Vitacco Robles's book as well, but learning about her in more of an experience of it, I could envision myself in that theater being somebody like yourself. And if I were to see a little girl there by herself, not eating, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden you find her all alone. I mean, you have such a compassion for her as well. What drew you to this project? Because you didn't know it was going to be as good as it was until you got into it. So.
I really didn't, because usually I say no to everything. But just going
you're busy.
back,
you're a busy girl. I mean, it's not like you are. I mean, you're a great entertainer if you're, in your own
I get
right.
around.
Yeah,
I get around.
And you're usually more comedic than you are. Wouldn't you say that you're more comedic, or do you do a lot
That's
of
pretty
other?
much all I do. I'm very insincere when I talk.
But you make us all laugh, and that's really wonderful. So
thank you.
So you also play another but let me get back to that question, because
that's so in the movie theater, I think that was the thing. There's certain people that you just want to hug. Yeah. And I think that's how everybody felt throughout her entire life. You wanted to rescue her, but it wasn't just, here, let me show you the way. You just wanted to circle the wagons around her.
You really, yeah, you did. And so then what made you drawn to this project, knowing that you didn't know then what you know now? Like because you even said it, you go, normally I say no to a lot of things. And so was it kind of an intuitive hit that you said, you know what, I want to go down this road?
Quite honestly, just reading the small portion that I did for the audition, there was something different about it. And any sort of subsequent follow-up, all of you were so kind and professional, and that's pretty much what I look for. I just like to deal with kind, professional people. I didn't think it would be that difficult, seemingly so.
Yes.
But really that language, because I'm a old school fan of like Norma Shear, Rosalind Russell. They had a very
She just had a birthday. She just had a birthday this week. So it's just kind of wild, So Tony Curtis, Marilyn Monroe, and Dean Martin is on this weekend. So it's just kind of wild. So we might have to have,
a virtual party.
I think I might have to have you back for a virtual party. This is fun. So you have a kind of a sense of old Hollywood yourself. It sounds like
Well, you should, as any kind of performer, especially comedic, you should be studying these ones. They came from the theater, and then how did they translate onto film, and then ultimately TV, even just how loudly they talked, so it was a very different sort of approach to performance, and the way that it was written, it really felt like it was of the era.
Yeah, it definitely has that. Even for myself, we didn't know exactly what was going to come out. I mean, we just knew something was brewing, and to have it come out very different in some ways than we thought, but pleasantly surprised as well. So before I get into your second character though, you have played quite a few characters. So tell the audience that is getting to know you two, and they'll be listening for you as well, right? Tell us a little bit about your background and what you do as well.
I'm just a sweet, nefarious figure skater from the Arctic of Canada. That's all I am, really. I happen to play with my partner, Ned Douglas, all over the world. We play, our last show was Watch Thin People Eat. So we played a lot of very fun songs. I'm on an electric ukulele. He's on guitar. So we play a lot of songs about food and drink. And you may have known of a voiceover called Welcome to My Home. It was one of the first YouTube sort of viral hits. And I play other characters online. I do a lot of stuff with RuPaul's Drag Race and World of Wonder.
Oh my gosh, you're hysterical. And you usually play different characters and stuff as well. Now, Marilyn, are you wanting to go, because she was obviously categorized as a comedic actress as well, right? Are you wanting to be more in the serious realm? Is that something that you want to move into as well?
No, never. I have zero interest in that at all.
You're like, no, that's just my genre.
No, listen, I know there's very few things I'm good at, but what I like to do, I try and do better than everyone else.
Oh, and you look at it. See, and you even came to this interview. I love the pink and the sparkly and the lights. It's just yummy.
Well, so I'm not a farmer.
No. But you have a second character that you play. So tell us a little bit about the second character you played in Marilyn Behind the Icon as well.
I believe it was at the adoption.
Mm-hmm. You were yes. So you were basically the teacher that you came in, and you were literally, that's another serious kind of conversation. And here you are in this role, and I think it's episode 5. I don't think it's episode 6. I should know this off the top of my head by now, but now they start to blur a little bit. It's either 5 or 6, and you have a very different tone in this one as well. So you're, a little bit more,
voice of reason, but firm yet caring, for this little bird that was in front of me, and you just knew the way that she was talking to her was unlike how she talked to the rest of the children.
Yeah. And, we're recreating, so we don't know exactly what happened, but you definitely, when you're listening to you and the other cast members, sometimes it feels like you're overhearing a conversation. That's what I love about the podcast as well. Is there something that you didn't know about Marilyn that you know now after, listening to the podcast, reading the script? Is there something that you kind of were shocked about, like after reading or listening to the podcast?
There was a moment that I sometimes people think with fame and fortune that creates a lot of issues. I feel like it just illuminates what was there, and I feel like seeing her early childhood, that made me realize it was already there. It illuminated what was inside already. It didn't create it. I'm sure it enhanced it in many ways, but the seeds were already there.
The seeds were already there. That's a really good way of putting it. So For us, we're planning on it being a multi-season podcast, so not just the first podcast, but I know, given your talent, Deven Green, we are certainly going to have you back playing
Oh, thank you.
more of the different characters and stuff, and you are so talented. Where can they find you?
Oh, just hop on to Deven, Deven, devengreen.com. And, you know, we usually have a little something going on. We do complimentary shows right now online while we're still safe at home.
Yes, yes, and really interesting time in the world. So I would imagine people wanting and needing to laugh a little bit, to lighten the load a little bit, is something that is very much needed in the world. And thank you so much for being part of the cast as well.
Thank you kindly, and good luck. And I can't wait to hear the rest of the episodes.
All right. Talk to you soon.